Hello everybody, this is Melissa with Melissa's Creations. Thank you so much for joining me again today. I wanted to share with you my fun waterfall card. Look at how fun that is. I'm going to show you how to put this together. It is very easy, so let's get started. Okay, so I am using Pool Party and Tip Top Taupe today. So the card base is a standard card base. It's just 5.5 by 8.5, scored in the middle at 4 1/4. So we'll just fold that over and set that aside. I have a piece of Pool Party cardstock. This measures 2 inches by 8.5, and we need to put some scores on here. So grab your Stampin trimmer and you want to score this. Make sure you're using the score blade, not the cutting blade. And we're going to be scoring this today at 1 3/4, 2 1/4, 2 3/4, 3 1/4, and 3 3/4. And on the side that it doesn't have any score lines, so all my score lines are here, on the opposite side we're going to run that through our scalloped tag topper punch, just like that. Now we can set this aside for a moment while we get our other pieces ready. I have a small strip of Pool Party. This measures 1 1/4 by 4. My piece of Tip Top Taupe measures 1/2 inch by 4. I have 5 little squares of Tip Top Taupe. These each measure 1 5/8 by 1 7/8. And I have 5 pieces of Whisper White cut into small squares. These measure 1 1/2 by 1 3/4. And finally, the base of our card measures 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to start by stamping my pieces here. Now, my original card tells a little story, so I'm going to kind of follow that. We have the cute little present hiding behind the rain cloud. And the next one, the clouds are parting and the present is able to be viewed. And then the present is being showered with love, those adorable little hearts. And now our present has a friend, so much fun. And finally it says celebrate. And I am so excited to get these stamped. So I'm going to start with the large cloud. I am using the Weather Together stamp set. Super cute. You can opt to bundle this with the framelits dies and save 10%, but we're just using the stamps today. I'm going to get Pool Party out for my cloud. So let's just use one of these. All right, so I'm going to stamp my cloud first with Pool Party. You're going to want to also cut out some pieces so that you can mask. So I have my large cloud right here, and I'm going to set that right on top so that I can get ready to stamp my present. I'm sticking with a blue theme, so I'm going to make my present Marina Mist. And I'm going to use this present right here. So I have my mask over my stamped cloud, and now I'm just going to stamp my present. And you can see that it looks like it's behind the cloud. How fun is that? Now let's stamp some little raindrops. So I have my little raindrops here in Pool Party. Like that. All right, next up we have the present and the clouds are parting around it. So what I want to do is stamp my little clouds first. So instead of the large cloud, I'm going to use the small cloud. Again, with Pool Party, I'm going to stamp them off the sides of the paper to make it look like they're parting. And now I have 2 clouds that I cut out for my masks on here. So just set those over your clouds. And now grab that present again, more Marina Mist, and stamp it down there. Peeking through the clouds, so cute. The next image has our beautiful present with a whole bunch of hearts around it. So I'm going to stamp my present in the middle. Going to mask my present. And then I'm going to stamp it with a whole bunch of pool party hearts. So cute. The next one, our present has a little friend. So I'm going to stamp my present with Marina Mist down here. And then I'm going to bring my mask back in. And then I'm going to stamp the other present with Pool Party. Look, they have a friend now, so cute. And finally, the last one has the word celebrate. So I'm going to start with Marina Mist, and I want to put that right in the middle. And without re-inking, I want to stamp it off the edges a little to give it kind of a fun effect. So I'm going to do that with my other two colors as well. So I want to bring some Tip Top Taupe into the party. And I'm going to stamp that off because I want it a little bit lighter. Like that. And finally, I'll finish it up with some Pool Party. There we go. All right, now it's time for some sponging. I'm taking some Tip Top Taupe with one of our sponge daubers, and I'm just going to sponge around the edge of all of my pieces. And repeat that with Pool Party for all of the Pool Party pieces. When you get to your strip, you're going to sponge around this portion of your strip, but then when it folds in half, you're going to sponge around this portion. All right, now it's time to start assembling. So let's glue our little white images to our taupe background pieces. You're going to want to grab some tear and tape for this next part. You want to make sure that these stick very well to your strip. So on the top side, on the back, you're going to put one strip just on the top. Just like that. You're going to adhere your Tip Top Taupe strip to your Pool Party strip. All right, and now you're going to fold on those score lines you made. And now it's time to adhere. So your last image goes down first. So we'll put this one right here. And then build on top of that. Make sure that you only have your adhesive in each of these scored sections so they don't stick to each other. You want to make sure that you have that range of motion so that it's not sticking to the other piece. All right, now we want to stick our strip to this piece. So to do that, make sure that if you can use some grid paper to help you line up your center. We're going to take some more of that tear and tape, and you only want to put it on the very bottom of your strip and do about 3 strips. You want to make sure that this is very strong but you don't want to go too high up. And then we're going to center that right in here. Make sure that you don't have any adhesive showing up here. All right, some more tear and tape, about 2 strips on each edge. Now we're going to do some big shot work. I have the new platform here, which includes the platform and the thin die adapter. Remove the adapter, and I'm only going to use 1 cutting plate on top for this specific part. I'm using the Hexagons Dynamic Textured Impressions embossing folder, and I'm putting my Tip Top Taupe mat inside. And I'm only using 1 cutting plate just because that's how I prefer to do it on this particular card. So big shot platform, embossing folder with your paper, and then 1 cutting plate on top. And voila. Okay, so now we can take the backing off of these strips. All right, you want to make sure that you fold it over, and then you can line it up and center it on your card mat. Like so. And there's the magic. Okay, so now we will adhere this to our card base. You can use snail, you can use fast fuse, you can also use our liquid adhesives or the tear and tape. Really, you can use whatever you'd like. We'll mount that, and just a few more pieces to go and we'll be done. I'm using some of our satin ribbon today for our pull on our little card here. So I'm just going to thread that through and snip a piece off. And I'm going to trim this side too, just to make it look nice and pretty. I have some of our linen thread, and we're going to use a piece of that to make our ribbon stay nice and pretty. I'm going to tie a slip knot, so we're going to make a loop, and then I'm going to take the tail and pull a loop through, just like that. And now put these back together, slip those through the slip knot, and then pull, and it will gather them together for you. Cute. Tie a little bow. And last but not least, let's add some pearls. I have my gorgeous Jewels basic pearls, and I'm going to put 2 large ones, one here and one here, and a few of the medium size will go around our scallop tag topper. And there it is, our beautiful waterfall card. What do you guys think? Isn't that fun? So easy to put together. You can make it in a variety of different ways with the same supplies, just maybe different colors. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already so you can be notified when I upload new videos, and leave me a comment. Let me know which one is your favorite. Have you tried this technique before? I absolutely love it. This is one of my favorite fun fold cards ever. Visit me online at melissascreations.com. You can also follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/mcreations, where I post nearly every day. Thanks so much for visiting. Have a great day.